Okay, this is a supplementary advanced math lesson covering your statistics project that I sent out to you by email, and I'll also be mailing you hard copies of the sheets that were on those PDF files. And I just want to go through them real quick with some more supplementary explanations. Sorry about this graininess in the video here. I'm at school and maybe it's the fluorescent lighting that is doing that. Not sure why that's happening. So real quick, going down, the first thing, stats 1, will be the procedure that you will have to go ahead and do. Number 1, your name. Number 2, read through the project. Number 3, list out the possible combinations of rolling 3 dice. So that will be, I have 7 sheets. 6 of them are in this grid format. And as you see, the first one I have filled in, the second one is partially filled in, and then the rest you have to fill in. It's basically if, okay, we kept track of the order of the dice, so let's just say the dice were different colors, like red, blue, and green, okay? What would one of them roll compared to the other? If we said specifically there was an order that we wanted to take, okay, and as you see, the order I'm going to use is first dice. If the first dice is all ones and the second dice is ones, what are the combinations if any number can be the third dice? And we use that all the way through, the next list being if the first dice is all ones, if the second dice rolls a 2, then what are the derivations, what are the combinations for any number in the third dice? So that's just the way to go through each possible roll of the dice. And as you see, we have 6 pages of that. You have to go ahead and list all of those. And the main thing what we're doing here is we're going to analyze the data from the sum of the dice, the sum of all 3. So you'll notice the gray area at the bottom of each box is the sum of the roll, okay? So anyway, I have a number to put in at the top of the data sheet, what data sheet that is. Okay, so then the last of those data sheets is filling in, kind of compiling the data and filling it in. Over here on the left side, it's pretty easy. It says total possible triples, total possible number of doubles, then the total possible mix of mixed numbers. You have to go through those 6 sheets and count them up. Okay, and so what I did is, for my data sheet, excuse me, I actually went ahead and like circled the doubles in a red pen, and I highlighted the triples with a yellow highlighter so it was easy for counting. But you'll see as you go through each of those 6 sheets, there is a pattern that develops that will be the same for each sheet, and that will help you to make sure you didn't skip over any when you're doing that counting, okay? And then the total number, possible number of all outcomes, that's how many rolls you have altogether on those 6 data sheets. Then the more useful information we're going to compile is this list of sums, okay? So I have possible sums. What can the dice possibly sum up to over here? And the second column is the number of combos that are in your 6 data sheets that add up to those sums. And I've started the first couple lines for you there. I just wanted to mention the third column over here. I said list the sum of all the combinations, okay? So I don't want those in order. I'm just going to give you an example. So for a possible sum of 6, okay, I gave you that. I had the number of combos all through my 6 data sheets there. I counted 10 of them, okay? And what were those list of combos? Okay, on my sheet that I have given you there, I have 1, 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 2, 2, 2. Now I list there any order, any number any order of those three numbers. So let's just take a look at 114, okay? Now if I go through all my sheets, I'll notice I can roll a 114, I can roll a 141, I can roll a 411, okay? I can roll any number of those, but I record them all as 114. They're just a different way. It's the same combination of numbers. They're just rolled in a different order. So for this list here, we are combining them all under one. So for here, okay, I only have 3 combos listed, but I said there's 10 combos altogether in my data sheets. That's because this combination of 114 can happen 3 times, okay, in my data sheets. And so go ahead and list those. Do it smallest numbers first up to the largest. Okay, small, small, large, small, medium, large, and of course these are all the same. So I just wanted to explain it to you there. We're kind of combining the possible roles for this data sheet. The actual order of the numbers we're not concerned about. Okay, the next one is to go to the statistics summary. Okay, and so we were basically hitting on determining possible outcomes, possible permutations, possible combinations due to textbook definitions, and we've kind of hit on all those subjects. The one on possible combinations was listed as lesson 75. Well, in the same way, number 2 up above for possible permutations, they gave us an equation there of n factorial divided by n minus r factorial to get the total number of permutations. Lesson 75 does that same thing with combinations, okay? And there's an equation there. So it's the same numbers that we're going to plug into there. So for this exercise, okay, for both of those equations, what is n? Remember, it's a permutation of n number of things. So our n is our numbers on the dice. We have 6 numbers, and r is taking them how many at a time? 3 at a time. So for both of those equations, there's a good help for your project. N is going to be 6. We have 6 numbers on the dice. R is 3. We're taking them 3 at a time. It's the same in each equation, N and R, okay? It explains what is the difference between permutations and combinations there on the statistics summary sheet. Then number 4, probability. We haven't got into that, excuse me, yet. That's listed as lesson 83, but probability is pretty simple. It's the number of events that are possible for an outcome divided by the total number of events. Okay, so if we just look at one die, okay, what is the probability of, let's say, a number 3 being rolled? Okay, well, the number of events that are 3 is only 1. There's only 1 3 on the dice. Okay, how many possible outcomes are there? There are 6. Okay, so what is the probability of rolling a 3? It's 1 divided by 6. Okay, probabilities are often expressed as a fraction, but you can also go ahead and express it as a decimal number. Okay, so what would that be as a decimal? 1 divided by 6? It'd be something around 17%. Okay, 16.677, something like that, whatever it comes out to be. And I'm asking you that. So it's a fairly simple concept for probability. Number 5 on the second page of the statistics summary goes into the normal distribution that we've been discussing lately. So what I'm asking you there, okay, we went through all the possible outcomes, ordered outcomes, taken in order, possible in rolling 3 dice at a time. Okay, what are the possible outcomes of numbers coming up on those 3 dice, okay? And what I'm going to say is we're going to then take the sums of those dice and see if those will fit a characteristic normal distribution curve. Okay, so that is your drill for step 5 on the statistics summary. So I have you look at it several ways. There are several characteristics about the normal distribution curve, and that was listed in section 61 of your textbook. We're going to go ahead and see, does this type of data fit that curve? So lastly, the last several steps in your statistics project, and that will be steps 6 all the way through 9, okay? Okay, so we looked at possibilities of outcomes, taking that digest, possible outcomes, possible permutations, possible combinations, probability. Okay, now we're going to actually take experimental data. We're going to take the 3 dice and roll them 3 at a time and record what the sum of that number is. So that you have 2 sheets there to record all your rolls. You're going to roll them 216 times, okay, and record the sums. You're going to make a little, you have check boxes there on the sheet that will say D or T. If a double number is rolled, like double ones here, you would check the D box. If there's no double or triple, you don't check either. If there's a triple roll, like this one, 222, you would check the triple box there, okay? And so you're going to roll those 216 times, okay? Then I'm going to have you analyze that data 3 ways, okay? The first way, we're gonna fit it into a normal distribution curve, and you're gonna come up with all the statistic variables that we've kind of defined over the last week, and ones that can be returned on your calculator. You're gonna do it 3 times. One for a small sample group, just rolls 1 through 28. One for a medium-sized sample group, rolls 1 through 108, and then the entire data group, a large sample group, all 216 rolls, okay? You're gonna construct a normal distribution curve. You're gonna crunch all the numbers to come up with the variables. What am I meaning variables? The range, the mode, the median, the mean, the variance, the standard deviation, okay? You're gonna do those by hand for the 3 sets. Then you're gonna do it by calculator on the 3 sets to verify that you did them correctly, both hand-wise, and you entered them in your calculator-wise, okay? And then finally, the last I have sheet is final project questions. There are 11 questions on that final sheet. You're going to look at the difference between kind of what we call the theoretical outcomes, possibilities, permutations, combinations, probabilities, and see how it compares to the experimental data. In other words, we did this in the real world, okay? Does it match what we thought it would be theoretically from the math involved? Okay, so it'll be an interesting project. It's not really difficult. There is a lot of handwork and hand calculations, but they're rather easy. But I want you to go ahead and do that because we're going to learn a couple things as this project ends. Okay, there's going to be a handful of items you're going to learn from crunching these numbers about data gathering, about crunching numbers, about statistics, and about the normal distribution curve. And I'll make a video at the end of the project and go through that. So that's a quick rundown of the project. I hope that will help you. Shoot an email or a text message with any questions. And as I indicated in my email, the project is not due this week. I had it on the syllabus to hand in at the end of this week, but because I did the paper thing and I'm getting that out to you today, I'll give you another week to do that. So you have a little time to complete that project. So have fun with it. So long for now, and good luck with your project.